Have you ever noticed that your body odor seems different as you get older? Maybe your favorite perfume doesn't last as long, or you've noticed a new scent lingering that you can't quite place. If you've ever wondered why this happens or thought it was just a sign of aging, you're not alone, and there's a lot of science behind it. In this video, I'm going to share 8 surprising facts about how body odor changes in older women and why it's happening to you. Trust me, number 7 will completely change how you think about your scent, and it might even surprise you with how easy it is to manage. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your skin chemistry shifts over time and what that means for the way you smell. I'll explain how hormonal changes, medication, and even stress can impact your body odor in ways you might not expect. Plus, I'll give you practical, actionable tips to help you stay fresh and confident, no matter your age. Whether it's switching up your hygiene routine or making small diet changes, you'll walk away with ideas that can make a real difference in how you feel every day. So stick with me, and let's dive into the fascinating science of body odor changes with age. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Changes in skin chemistry. As women age, the transformation of our skin often feels like an ongoing, unspoken journey. One that quietly marks the passage of time in ways we may not fully grasp until we look back. Among the most profound and perhaps unexpected changes lies in the chemistry of our skin. As we grow older, the sebaceous glands, which are responsible for producing the oils that hydrate and protect our skin, begin to slow down. For years, these glands were diligent workers, ensuring our skin remains soft, dewy, and plump. But with age, their once-efficient function wanes, and the oils they produce diminish. This doesn't just result in dry patches or an overall feeling of tightness. The lack of natural oils begins to affect our skin in ways we might not notice right away, but that are deeply felt as the years go by. One of the most surprising consequences of this reduction in skin oil is its impact on how our skin interacts with the world, particularly with scent. In our younger years, fragrances clung to us, from the floral notes of our favorite perfume to the natural, almost imperceptible scent our skin would exude throughout the day. Scents would linger on our clothes and in our hair, becoming a part of us, like a signature that others could recognize. But as our skin chemistry shifts, those same perfumes we once loved seem to change. They might not last as long on our skin, or worse, they may smell completely different than they once did. I remember the first time I noticed this change. I sprayed a perfume I had worn for years, one that had always made me feel elegant and vibrant. But that day, the fragrance seemed to vanish into thin air within a few hours, leaving me with a subtle, almost bitter aftertaste of what once was. It wasn't just the longevity of the scent that had changed, it was the very quality of it. The fresh citrus top notes didn't pop the way they used to. Instead, they felt flat, muted, almost as if my skin wasn't absorbing them the way it once did. It was as though my skin no longer held onto the perfume with the same eager embrace. That was a stark moment, one that made me realize how much our skin, the very thing that once made us feel whole and beautiful, could shift almost imperceptibly without us even realizing it. For some, this might seem like a minor inconvenience. After all, fragrances are just that, fragrances. But to me, it felt like a quiet loss. Our sense of smell is deeply connected to our identity, and in a way, the scents we wear define us. They evoke memories, feelings, and a certain aura that others can sense. I had never considered that my skin might evolve to the point where the scent I wore could no longer feel like it was mine. It's a slow, subtle shift, like watching a cherished photo fade over time, and not knowing exactly when it started, only realizing the difference when you look back. This change in how scents interact with the skin is not just about vanity. It's about connection. connection to the self, to memories, and to how we express ourselves to the world. It's about how the fragrance that once enveloped us in warmth and confidence may now seem to dissipate, as if our skin is holding on a little less tightly to what once felt familiar and comforting. It's as though the chemistry that once made us feel complete has shifted, and we're left to adjust, to find new ways to embrace who we are as we continue to grow and evolve. There's an undeniable sense of nostalgia that comes with this realization. It's a bittersweet reminder of the youthful days when our skin was like a canvas, perfectly able to hold and reveal the scents that felt like a part of our very essence. And while I have learned to embrace the changes that come with age, it doesn't make it any less emotional to notice how the connection between fragrance and self can be altered as our bodies naturally evolve. It's a personal, intimate transformation, one that cannot be rushed or stopped, but instead must be honored as a part of the beautiful, intricate story of growing older. 2. Bacterial shifts. As we age, our bodies undergo a series of gradual yet profound changes, some of which are far more subtle than we might imagine. One such transformation happens at a microscopic level, involving the bacteria that naturally reside on our skin. It's something most of us don't think about, but the composition of our skin's microbiome plays a key role in how we experience the world around us, especially when it comes to our scent. When we're young, our skin is typically oilier, producing sebum, a natural oil that acts as a barrier and moisturizer. This oil-rich environment provides a perfect breeding ground for certain types of bacteria. These bacteria are especially adept at breaking down the sweat we produce, and in the process, they create the familiar body odors we associate with youth, sometimes pungent or more intense, but undeniably a part of being young. As we get older, though, this dynamic changes. One of the most noticeable shifts is the reduction in oil production. Our skin becomes drier over time, and this shift alters the conditions in which those bacteria thrive. Just as the changes in our hormones and lifestyle start to shape our appearance, the decrease in oil and moisture on our skin starts to shape the types of bacteria that can survive there. The bacteria that thrive in a dry environment are quite different from those that flourished when our skin was oily. As a result, the way our sweat breaks down changes, too. For some, this may mean a noticeable difference in scent, perhaps a less intense, lighter, or even sweeter aroma. It's as if the scent of our body starts to soften, becoming more subtle and delicate over time, much like the gentle fading of a once vivid color. This transformation isn't something most of us talk about, but it's a quietly beautiful reflection of the aging process. As our bodies age, even our scent becomes a story of maturity, of changes both internal and external. The shift from a more pungent body odor to a softer, less intrusive scent might be something that we can appreciate once we understand the science behind it. It's as though our skin, in its gentle wisdom, is learning to balance the microbiome that once dominated in youth, allowing for a fragrance that is unique to the later stages of life, one that might be lighter, perhaps even fresher. There is a grace in this transformation, almost as if our bodies are signaling a shift in how we relate to the world. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's a reminder that, as we grow older, we don't just change in how we look or feel, but in how we smell, too. The evolving bacteria on our skin is another quiet mark of the passage of time. And while some may miss the more vibrant, intense odors of their younger years, there is something incredibly beautiful about the natural sweetness and subtlety that comes with the process of aging. Our scent becomes not just a representation of who we are, but of the journey we've been on, a reflection of everything we've experienced along the way. There's something comforting in knowing that even as our bodies change, the essence of who we are, our unique scent, is constantly evolving in a way that tells the story of us every step of the way. 3. The emergence of tanol. As we navigate the passage of time, we often move through life without giving much thought to the gradual changes that take place within us. In our younger years, we may not notice the subtle shifts in our bodies, because everything seems to function seamlessly, until one day, we wake up and realize that time has caught up with us in ways we never anticipated. Around the age of 40, a particularly intriguing transformation begins to take place in our bodies. A compound known as tanol, scientifically referred to as 2-nonenal, starts to appear in significant amounts. This compound, although seemingly minor, holds a deeper meaning about the way our bodies are changing and how they are reacting to the aging process. Tanol is not something that just magically appears one day. It is the result of oxidative stress, a natural byproduct of our body's metabolism. As we age, our cells undergo a process of breaking down fatty acids, and this breakdown leads to the production of tanol. This process is something that happens quietly, almost imperceptibly, but it leaves a mark. Tanol is particularly prominent in older skin, giving it a distinctive smell that many people describe as musty, stale, or even waxy. It is a scent that doesn't have an immediate appeal and can often be associated with decay or deterioration. When we first notice it, it can be a jarring experience, a sudden, unexpected sign of the passage of time. It's easy to focus on the negative aspects of the scent, as it often evokes feelings of discomfort or self-consciousness. I know, personally, the first time I noticed it, I felt an unsettling realization that my body was changing in ways I couldn't reverse. There's a feeling of vulnerability that comes with acknowledging this scent, as though it's something I can't control, a mark of age that speaks to the inevitability of life's progression. The musty, stale, and waxy notes of tanol seem to remind us that the years are moving forward, even as we try to hold on to our youth and vitality. But there's a deeper layer to this experience that I've come to appreciate. As much as I initially recoiled at the thought of this new scent, I realized that it is not just a sign of aging, it is also a marker of survival and resilience. Tanol is the result of the many years our bodies have spent fighting off free radicals, repairing tissue, and enduring the wear and tear of life. It is a chemical reminder that we have lived through challenges, triumphs, heartbreaks, and joys. It speaks to the lives we've built, the relationships we've nurtured, and the wisdom we've gained. In a way, the emergence of tanol is not just about our skin or our biology. It's about the emotional and psychological journey we take as we grow older. That scent, while initially off-putting, is also a reminder that we are moving through life with grace and resilience. It's easy to see the changes in our bodies as negative or as something we need to fight against, but I've come to believe that there is beauty in embracing these shifts. The smell of tanol, as unappealing as it may seem at first, is just one of many signs that we are still here, still living, still enduring. And isn't that what matters the most? The fact that we are still standing, still thriving, even as we age and change. There is something incredibly humbling about the way our bodies change over time. As we grow older, we become more aware of the fragility of life, yet we also become more aware of the strength and endurance it takes to live through it all. The appearance of tanol, with its distinct, sometimes off-putting scent, serves as a reminder of that strength, something to be celebrated, not mourned. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, and yes, every scent that marks the passage of time is part of the beautiful, intricate story of who we are. And while the presence of tanol may remind us of our mortality, it also teaches us to embrace the journey of aging, to find beauty in the process, and to appreciate every moment of life, no matter how it smells. At the end of the day, our bodies may change, our skin may tell new stories, and even the scent of our skin may evolve, but all of this is part of the journey. Aging doesn't diminish us, it enriches us. We carry the marks of our experiences, and those marks are to be cherished, not feared. The emergence of tanol is not something to shy away from, but rather something to reflect upon with pride, knowing that each change, each new scent, is a testament to the life we have lived. It's a sign of the strength and beauty that comes with every passing year, and that, in itself, is something worth celebrating. 4. Hormonal changes impact scent. Hormonal changes, particularly during menopause, have a deep and far-reaching impact on our bodies, often affecting aspects of ourselves that we don't expect. One of the most noticeable, and sometimes distressing, changes many women experience is the shift in their body odor. As estrogen levels begin to decrease, our skin undergoes several transformations. The first and most immediate effect is that the skin becomes drier, losing some of the natural moisture that kept it feeling supple and soft. At the same time, sweat production decreases, a change that can feel like a relief at first, especially when it seems to promise less sweat and more comfort. However, what many women don't realize is that this reduction in sweat doesn't necessarily equate to less odor. The opposite can often be true. As the composition of sweat changes, the scent it produces can also change, sometimes becoming more noticeable or even stronger than it was during younger years. This can be due to the altered balance of hormones, which can influence not only how much we sweat, but also the types of compounds produced by our sweat glands. With the decrease in estrogen, there's often a rise in other hormones like androgens, which can make our sweat more acidic or change its pH, leading to a more pungent smell. Additionally, the decrease in natural oils in our skin means there is less of a protective layer to keep things balanced, making the natural bacteria that live on our skin interact differently with sweat and, ultimately, alter the scent we carry. For many women, this change can feel like a sudden, unwanted transformation. For years, they've walked through life with one scent that felt familiar and comfortable, but as they enter menopause, they're faced with a completely new, and often unpleasant, fragrance. It can be disorienting to experience this shift, especially when it affects something as personal as body odor. Many women may find themselves feeling frustrated or even ashamed of this natural change, as it's a very intimate part of how they present themselves to the world. And this feeling of discomfort can extend beyond just the physical change. It can stir up emotions like self-consciousness, insecurity, and a sense of loss. The scent we carry isn't just a physical characteristic. It's a part of our identity. For some, it's tied to feelings of youth, vibrancy, or even sensuality. So, when that changes, it can feel like a small but significant part of who they are is slipping away. But even though it may initially feel like a betrayal by our bodies, it's important to acknowledge that this change is completely natural and part of the beautiful, though sometimes difficult, journey of aging. While it may take some time to adjust to this new scent, it's a reflection of the changes our bodies are going through. It doesn't take away from who we are, it just marks a new chapter. Embracing this change can help us find peace with the natural process, accepting that, like every other part of our bodies, our scent, too, evolves. It's a reminder that we're growing, that we're experiencing life in a new way, and that these changes don't define us negatively. They simply show that we are in tune with the cycles of nature. Yes, it can be frustrating and even disheartening at times, but over time, many women find that they can learn to love and accept themselves just as they are, scent and all. 5. Stress and anxiety make a difference. As women grow older, the impact of stress and anxiety on their bodies becomes more noticeable, and the changes are not always easy to accept. One of the most surprising and sometimes frustrating effects of aging is how emotional stress can alter something as personal as body odor. It's something that many women are reluctant to talk about, yet it's a reality that affects so many of us. The way stress manifests in our bodies is not only physical but emotional as well. When stress levels rise, it doesn't just cloud our thoughts or weigh heavy on our hearts. It triggers biological changes deep within our bodies. One of these changes involves the apocrine sweat glands, which are a specific type of sweat gland responsible for producing a richer, more complex sweat that differs from the sweat we experience during physical activity. This sweat, released in response to emotional or psychological stress, contains higher concentrations of proteins and fats. Now, the sweat itself isn't the problem. It's what happens when this sweat comes into contact with the bacteria that naturally reside on our skin. The bacteria break down these proteins and fats, and in the process, they release a stronger, muskier odor, which is more pungent than what we might typically associate with sweating during a workout. This smell tends to concentrate in areas of the body where apocrine sweat glands are more prevalent, such as the armpits, groin, and even around the breasts. For women, this can feel particularly distressing. Imagine going about your day and suddenly being confronted with a body odor that you don't recognize, one that feels like a stranger to your skin. It can take a toll on your self-esteem, especially when you already feel the weight of other stresses in life. But what makes this phenomenon even more profound is that it's not just the physical odor that gets to us, It's the emotional weight that comes with it. The realization that stress is not only affecting our thoughts and mental health, but is also altering how we experience our bodies can be disheartening. Women are often conditioned to care for and nurture themselves, and this includes feeling comfortable in our skin. When something like body odor changes without warning, it can feel like we've lost control over something so deeply personal. The emotional ramifications can make it harder to navigate everyday life, as you begin to feel embarrassed or self-conscious about something you may not have expected. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In addition to the physical discomfort and emotional unease, this issue can serve as a painful reminder that our bodies are not immune to the effects of stress. Our mental health and emotional well-being are directly tied to our physical health in ways that many of us don't realize. As we age, the stresses of life, whether from work, relationships, family responsibilities, or even personal health struggles, can begin to take a more noticeable toll on our bodies. Our bodies are speaking to us, but often we don't know how to listen, or we choose not to, because the signs can be uncomfortable or hard to face. The connection between stress, body odor, and aging is an essential reminder that self-care is not just about physical appearance or comfort. It's also about maintaining emotional and mental balance. Understanding that stress-induced body changes are part of the aging process helps us approach these moments with more compassion and understanding. It's crucial to be kinder to ourselves during these times, not just in how we look, but in how we handle the emotional and physical toll that stress takes. By addressing stress head-on, whether through relaxation techniques, exercise, proper nutrition, or mental health support, we can start to reclaim some of that control over our bodies and restore a sense of peace and confidence that we deserve. Aging doesn't have to be about losing control or succumbing to the changes that come with it. It can also be about finding new ways to embrace our bodies, listen to them, and take steps toward healing both emotionally and physically. 6. Medications can alter body odor. As we grow older, our bodies undergo a multitude of changes, many of which are invisible to others but deeply felt within ourselves. One of the more unexpected and often uncomfortable changes that can happen for older women is the shift in body odor. It's not something many people talk about openly, but the truth is that medications, which are so often a lifeline in managing various health conditions, can significantly alter the way we smell. These changes are subtle yet profound, affecting how we perceive ourselves and, sometimes, how others perceive us. Medications such as beta blockers, commonly used to treat heart conditions, and anti-anxiety medications, which help with managing stress, can trigger a cascade of bodily responses that result in changes to body odor. For instance, beta blockers can sometimes lead to an increase in perspiration, causing the body to sweat more than usual. This increase in sweat production isn't just about moisture. It's about the chemical composition of that sweat. Sweat itself is largely odorless, but when certain medications alter the composition, it can result in a stronger or unfamiliar scent, one that might be surprising to someone who has always felt in control of their body. Anti-anxiety medications, too, can affect the body's natural balance, sometimes causing the sweat to become more acidic, which can lead to a change in odor that is hard to ignore. These medications may also lead to dryness in other areas of the skin, but the perspiration factor often stands out, making things even more complicated. As a woman, this can feel like yet another challenge in the already complex journey of aging. The body, which once felt so familiar, becomes something a bit different. It can feel unsettling to suddenly have to worry about something as personal and often private as the way you smell. We live in a world where body odor is sometimes stigmatized, and for older women, who may already feel invisible or dismissed, these changes can feel isolating. The emotional weight of dealing with this can be heavy. There's the discomfort of having to explain changes that feel out of our control, the anxiety of not wanting to feel self-conscious in social settings, and the frustration of navigating something that's simply part of the aging process but that's rarely discussed. However, as difficult as it may be to come to terms with these changes, I believe that part of aging gracefully is learning to accept and adapt to the shifts that come with it, including those that affect something as intimate as body odor. It's not about ignoring the changes or pretending they don't matter, but rather about facing them with empathy for ourselves. These are changes beyond our control, dictated by the medications that are supposed to help us, and while they may not always be easy to deal with, they are part of a larger process of living and aging with dignity. Rather than feeling ashamed or embarrassed, it's important to recognize that these changes don't define who we are as women. Our worth is so much more than how we smell or the physical changes we undergo. It's about how we carry ourselves, the love we show to those around us, and the grace with which we navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life. If we shift our perspective and embrace these changes as part of the beautiful journey of aging, we might find more peace within ourselves. It's about learning how to care for our bodies in new ways, whether it's through more frequent showers, changes in deodorants, or embracing holistic remedies. Most importantly, it's about giving ourselves permission to accept the reality of aging with compassion and love, recognizing that we are so much more than our physical bodies and their inevitable transformations. The emotional toll of dealing with something as personal as body odor is not insignificant, but it doesn't have to be a source of shame. Instead, it can become an opportunity for self-compassion and self-acceptance. Aging is a process, and each step brings its challenges and rewards. Rather than focusing on what's changing, we can also focus on the incredible journey that aging represents. The wisdom gained, the deeper understanding of ourselves, and the realization that our worth is not tied to how our bodies smell, look, or feel in any given moment. It's tied to the love and kindness we extend to ourselves and others, and the resilience we show in the face of life's inevitable changes. 7. Diet plays a role. Diet is an incredibly powerful and often underestimated factor when it comes to how our bodies smell. It's astonishing how certain foods can deeply affect our natural scent, sometimes in ways we don't even realize until we catch a whiff of ourselves, or, even worse, others do. Have you ever noticed a stronger, more pungent smell after eating foods like garlic, onions, or red meat? It's not just in your head. It's a real, biological response. These foods are metabolized in such a way that their byproducts are released through your skin, affecting your body odor in ways that can be difficult to ignore. As a woman, you might feel a little self-conscious when you notice this stronger scent lingering, especially when you're trying to feel your best. It's frustrating when something as natural as eating food can impact your sense of confidence. What's even more interesting, and perhaps frustrating, is that these changes in scent can happen more dramatically for women due to the natural hormonal fluctuations that come with our bodies. We might not always feel like we can control these aspects, and it's easy to feel defeated when we can't immediately make a change. It's as if our bodies are constantly reminding us of how interconnected our health is with what we eat. The reality is that, yes, eating garlic or red meat may give you that lingering odor, and sometimes, that's just something you need to accept or adjust for. But here's the good news. There's also an incredible power in the foods we choose that can neutralize those odors and bring balance to our bodies. Foods like leafy greens, think spinach, kale, and arugula, are not just good for your overall health. They help to cleanse your body and neutralize body odor. These vibrant, nutrient-packed greens work wonders for your digestive system and can purify your skin from the inside out. It's like you're not only feeding your body with vitamins and minerals, but also setting the stage for an aura of freshness that radiates outward. They're a natural deodorizer for your body, working silently behind the scenes. If you've ever felt that rush of feeling healthier after a meal rich in fresh greens, it's because your body knows how to absorb and use that goodness to keep you balanced. There's something deeply empowering about knowing that with every bite, you're choosing not just to nourish yourself, but to improve your confidence in ways that can't be seen but are felt deeply. And let's not forget citrus fruits. These little bursts of sunshine, whether it's oranges, grapefruits, or lemons, have more than just a fresh flavor. The high vitamin C content in citrus fruits helps to support your immune system, but they also play a huge role in detoxifying your body and keeping your skin clear. The zestiness of citrus fruits isn't just a refreshing treat for your taste buds. It works in harmony with your body to maintain a scent that's lighter, cleaner, and free from the stronger odors that certain foods may cause. Imagine the feeling of biting into a fresh orange, the tangy juice dribbling down your chin, and knowing that not only are you satisfying your craving, but you're also helping your body to stay fresh and invigorated from the inside out. It's a simple, beautiful act of self-care. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's so fascinating how our diet can shape our experience of ourselves in such a deeply personal way. When we take the time to nourish our bodies with foods that help neutralize body odor, we're not just improving our physical health. We're also taking back control of how we feel emotionally. We're reminding ourselves that we have the power to make choices that enhance our confidence, our well-being, and how we present ourselves to the world. It's about feeling empowered by the foods we consume and understanding that even the simplest changes in what we eat can make a profound difference in how we feel and how others perceive us. So, yes, while garlic and red meat can sometimes make us feel self-conscious, there are incredible foods like leafy greens and citrus fruits that can give us the freshness we deserve. Every meal is an opportunity to take charge of our body and our confidence. After all, it's not just about what's on the plate. It's about how it makes us feel in the moments we walk through the world, feeling empowered, fresh, and at ease with ourselves. 8. Environmental factors affect body odor. Environmental factors play a significant role in shaping our scent, and for women, this connection goes much deeper than we often realize. It's not just the air we breathe or the products we use that influence the way we smell, but also how these elements blend with the subtle changes in our bodies over time. For women, especially as they age, their skin chemistry evolves, sometimes in ways that can surprise them. The lotions, cleaning products, and even the air quality in their home can interact with their natural scent, creating a unique aroma that is sometimes more than they bargained for. It's easy to overlook how something as simple as the air we live in can impact us, but let's not forget that our environment is more than just a backdrop. The scented candles we light, the cleaning sprays we use, even the type of fabric our furniture is made from, these seemingly small details can all mix with our body's natural scent in ways we may not always appreciate. Over time, as the hormonal changes of aging affect a woman's skin, these environmental influences can take on a new dimension, blending with her scent and leaving her with an odor that might feel foreign or uncomfortable. This isn't just about smell, it's about how we feel in our skin. It's easy to feel disconnected when something so intimate as your body's scent begins to change unexpectedly. It's a reminder that time doesn't just mark the passing years on our faces or in our joints. It works its way into the very essence of who we are. It's essential, though, to acknowledge that these changes don't define us. Rather, they offer an opportunity to embrace a new chapter of self-awareness and self-care. The more we recognize the impact of our environment on our bodies, the more we can shape our surroundings to feel harmonious with who we've become, comforting us as we grow and evolve. As we've explored today, our environment plays a much larger role in shaping our scent than we might realize. From the air we breathe to the products we use, everything interacts with our body's natural chemistry in ways that can affect how we smell, especially as we age. These changes can sometimes feel unexpected or disconcerting, but they're a natural part of the journey we all go through. By being mindful of our surroundings, products, and self-care habits, we can embrace these changes with grace and confidence. So, what have you learned so far? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one thing from today's video that you'll start practicing in your daily life? Please share in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.